This week we're going to be talking about food, which I absolutely love food, so I definitely am going to enjoy this subject. That being said, the first thing and most important thing that you can do for your food is to pray for your food. Pray for your food every time. Get thankful for the food that you're eating, and He will make that the most healthy, amazing, nutritious food that you could ever put in your body. The reason that I choose to eat healthy and the reason that I choose to cook healthy foods for my family is because God designed our bodies, and He designed these bodies so perfectly. I mean, these are the most incredible machines. They're self-regulating, they can heal themselves. It's amazing. But God also created the food that we eat to be part of that healing. Not only does the food keep us alive, but it heals our bodies. And if we go back and look at how we used to eat, it is night and day compared to how we eat now. So, what are you going to do with your food? You're going to start purchasing organic. Yes. It's a very simple process. All you gotta do is next time you need that spice, or you need some new cookies or the crackers or the milk, buy it organically. This is gonna be a slow process because you're just going to be changing things as you run out of them. If your local grocery store doesn't sell organic items or they don't have a big selection, what I recommend you doing is jumping online and checking out a website called Thrive Market. They have every kind of organic, anything you could ever imagine, and their prices are comparable or cheaper than my local health food store. So you're not getting ripped off, and I think you can get free shipping. Try to stock up on all your crackers and cookies and beans and everything like that once a month from this website if your local grocery store does not carry these items. Go to your local farmer's market. Even if you have the most amazing health food stores right next to you, it is not going to be better than your local farmer's market, because you can talk to these farmers at the farmers markets. You can find out exactly what they're spraying, what their protocols are for all of their produce, their dairy, their eggs, their meats. It is the most delicious tasting produce. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you guys. So it's worth looking around and it's worth talking to people. Same for your eggs. You can get super cheap eggs that are pasture raised. These eggs come from chickens that are living in their normal environment. They're able to roam free, eat the bugs off the grass, which is better for them. And if it's better for them, it's gonna mean that their eggs are better for you. If you absolutely cannot afford organic things, start making the changes so that you can in the future. And in the meantime, if nothing else, you absolutely, positively must buy your dairy, your eggs, and your meat organically or grass-fed, pasture-raised. The reason is because, I have several reasons actually, but the first reason is because just looking at it from a humane side, it is an absolute disgrace to God's creation how these animals are treated in factory farms. For example, most chickens are gonna live their entire life in a cage that's no bigger than this piece of paper. It's so bad that their feet will actually grow around and into the cages. If there's a chicken that's lucky enough to be cage-free, it means that it has been crammed into this space with thousands of other chickens, pooping, peeing all over each other. It is just a cesspool of disease. Most of these chickens are never even going to see daylight. Same thing goes for our cows and the beef that we're eating and the dairy that we're getting. These cows are living in overpopulated outdoor lots where it is just so filthy and disgusting. And the female cows are artificially impregnated over and over and over. That way they continue to produce milk. And usually within a few days after their calf is born, they are separated from their mother. And don't even get me started on the slaughterhouses. This is, after reading a book called The Slaughterhouse, I think I was pretty much scarred for life. But what's going on in these slaughterhouses is just simply not okay. The last moments of their life are highly stressful. And when they get stressed out, they release this surge of hormones. And those hormones go straight into the meat that you are going to eat. Those stress hormones. And it's not just the stress hormones that's in the meat. There are so many other things. Cows are meant to eat grass. That is how God created them. That's what they need to keep their own bodies strong and to keep them free of disease. But Because we have such a high demand for beef, it's just not like that anymore. These cows are fattened up quickly on things like corn, soy, and Skittles. These cows are fed Skittles. Skittles, that is, no. Ugh. Because of the cows living in such an unnatural environment and their diet is so god-awful, they are constantly prone to getting diseases that they normally wouldn't get if they were living in regular, happy conditions that they were meant to be in. But because they're not living in normal conditions and they're in these cramped spaces that just breed disease, they're just constantly given antibiotics to prevent disease from happening and growth hormones that make them fat. Now I want you to think about this for a second. These cows are given growth hormones to make them fat. These hormones don't magically disappear. It goes straight into their muscles, which is what you eat when you eat the meat. So if these hormones that can make them fat are in the meat, what are they doing to you? Could that be a reason people can't lose weight? Not to mention the antibiotics. I mean, we have a serious problem going on in our society where we have diseases that are antibiotic resistant because of the overuse of antibiotics with not only people, but with the animals. So what we do is purchase our meat in bulk. This way it saves money and we know exactly where the meat is coming from. We buy a quarter of a cow and it only comes out to like $5 a pound, which is amazing. So you'll just get a bunch of random pieces of meat, you'll get some bones in there. The farm that we get our cows from, there is no medication that they're given. Maybe they'll get an antibiotic if they get sick, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with them getting an antibiotic when they actually need it, but not just getting pumped into them regularly. They are never given any kind of corn or soy or candy. They are 100% grass-fed, grass-finished, happy life. They're never taken from their calves, and the cow is never sent off to a slaughterhouse. The way that the cow is put down is in a very humane, quick way, and the cow never knew it was coming. And anyone can do this because we had a chest freezer in 2 very small apartments where the chest freezer kind of just had to be in the middle of the kitchen, but whatever, it was worth it. So I'm gonna give you guys a tour of my freezer right now so you can get an idea if you would like to do this too. Okay, so on the left-hand side here is the bacon. I buy bacon in bulk online from a company called Tendergrass Farms. It's uncured, sugar-free, and sustainably raised pigs. And then on the right-hand side here is where I keep our liver. It is grass-fed beef liver, and we try to consume it regularly. I don't like the taste, so I hide it in my casseroles. My husband drinks milk, and so this is his milk. He buys it in bulk from a local farmer, and it is raw milk because we try not to eat dairy that's been pasteurized. So these white packets are the cuts of meat from our cow, our quarter of a cow, and that right-hand side is ground beef. We have everything from soup bones to tri-tip, filet mignons, roasts, you name it, we pretty much have it, and this will last us a year. So there you have it. That is the tour of my freezer. Start making the changes, and if you need more motivation, then stay tuned for my video next week because this is going to be getting into the nitty-gritty of why we eat organic. I think that after seeing what is the alternative to organic, you are definitely going to be motivated to start giving this to your family.